Well, hello and welcome to this week's video, and this is the first in a series where I'll be learning to fly a plane on instruments.
They could be miles off course.
That's impossible. They're on instruments.
This week I'll be getting to grips with the concept of flying a plane without looking out of the window, which is actually a lot harder than it sounds. Let's head across to the airfield and let's go flying. It's day one of my instrument training. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous about this and how it's all going to go. My only experience of flying an aircraft solely on instruments has been on Flight Simulator. I've never done it in real life. And entering a cloud or becoming so that you don't see any visual reference outside the aircraft is just something that you avoid at all costs. And yet today I'm going to be doing it on purpose. Clear for up. Alpha Bravo taking off runway 03.
Number 2, wind northerly less than 5.
Taking off Golf Bravo. The rating I'm doing is a UK specific one called the Instrument Rating Restricted, or the IRR. It used to be called the IMC rating and essentially offers me all the benefits of the full instrument rating, but with the restrictions of higher minimum weather conditions, as well as not being able to fly in Class A airspace. And of course, being UK specific, it's only valid in the UK. But it is an awful lot cheaper than the full instrument rating, and for pilots in the UK, the IRR gives you that flexibility when the weather turns bad, which, let's face it, is a pretty common occurrence here in the UK.
Okay, just climb a level off at 1,500 feet. Okay, so we get to the airspace.
The rating involves a minimum of 15 hours training, of which 10 of those must be solely referencing instruments. You have to do a theory test as well as a practical exam, which will all come later in the course.
Okay, I have control then.
Yep, you have control. Thank you.
That's all.
To simulate the lack of visual reference, you have to wear a hood like this that restricts your view solely to the instrument panel.
Wow, okay. Okay. So it just takes a little while to get used to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so happy? Okay, so attitude indicator, that's again, that's your world. Okay. ASI, altimeter, that altitude below that. Okay, so that's the four instruments essentially you're going to concentrate on at the moment. Alright? Okay, you have control.
Okay, my control.
Okay, so you can climb and level off at 2,000 feet on that heading.
I see what you mean. The second you take your attention off the AS off this, it's First on the agenda today was getting used to the feel of flying a plane by reference to instruments alone. This is actually much harder than it sounds at first, as with no outside reference by looking out of the window, your body really doesn't sense any change in pitch or roll of the aircraft. Think about it in terms of riding on a passenger jet. If you aren't looking out of the window, you barely notice the aircraft turning or climbing and descending, unless of course you listen for other cues such as the sound of the engine. I can compare flying the plane just on instruments to flying a plane on Flight Sim. You can see the aircraft's position by looking at it on the screen, but you don't feel anything physically.
2,900 feet, PA-20.
It'll take you a second down there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm giving you little things to do other than
right
just
back to approximate range of 4 miles, upwind southbound, indicating altitude 1,800 feet.
East Midlands, good morning, it's Golf Alpha Lima Bravo for traffic service.
Golf Alpha Lima Bravo, East Mids, squawk 4556, passage.
Yeah, Golf Lima Bravo is PA-28, Gamston to Gamston. Operating outside of controlled airspace, we'll be operating in the block 2 to 4,000 feet, just for traffic service if possible.
Golf Lima Bravo, initially be a basic service due to control of workload, but I'll upgrade if when I can. QNH is 1024.
That's the basic service at 1024, Golf Lima Bravo, thanks. Okay, I want you to turn right now.
Okay.
And make the heading now 270.
270, okay.
Golf Lima Bravo, confirm your level.
24. And Golf Lima Bravo, 2000 feet 102. That's a good idea on this. Okay, you've got a little heading bug there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Turn. Just run that.
Okay, yeah. So
Just makes it easier, just sort of, because if you get distracted, you just, you can sort of visualise where you're going to go then.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Because it's very easy to get distracted when you're instrument flying, especially with the radio going and what have you.
Yeah.
Golf Alpha Kilo, traffic in.
Okay, holding the heading at 270, climbing level up at
6 feet
2,500
radar,
feet.
Golf Lima Charlie. If you've nothing further for us, we'd like to change frequency to Leicester. Thank you for your service.
Golf Lima Charlie, roger, just look busy around Leicester's, at least 4 contacts I can see, so squawk 7000 radar service terminates, and free call, bye.
Squawk 7000, Golf Lima Charlie, thank you.
Okay, when you're climbing, you scan those two there.
8 Midlands radar, heading up to Golf Oscar November, requesting...
But of course, on this, of course, you've got the thing, but you've also got
Golf
the height
Alpha Kilo,
right there as well.
East Midlands
You know,
radar,
so
that's your message.
although you're scanning between those two, you've also got the height on there, so you've got that advantage. You don't have to move your eyes too far. Okay, come right now, make the heading now 330.
24 remaining outside on basic service.
The heading bug.
Oh, yeah.
It's alright, I'm just getting used to doing all this.
Doing usually simple tasks such as the regular en route Frida checks that we do can be quite tricky at first. Just taking your eyes off the instruments can result in straying off track or altitude.
Okay, I want to do a Frida ice check.
Okay, so fuel is on the left tank. Oh, we've got sufficient. Radio's checked, we're talking to East Mids. Engine, T's and P's all in the green, RPM's okay, no warning lights, direction, we're heading 330 almost. Altitude 2.5 on 1024 and ice.
No ice.
We've got none, sorry.
Still holding 2,500 feet. Come right, make the heading now 060.
Runway 09 and leave Veloc heading 360 degrees. Vector approach for runway 09, leave Veloc heading 360 degrees, Oxford 52.
Hardest thing is not doing that lookout before you make the turn.
Yes, I know, yeah, so yeah.
Still find yourself going to look for it.
Yes, I know. So I'm looking out for you, it's okay.
Thank you. Interesting.
Again, you're in a slightly different type of flying here, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
When you're instrument flying, whatever else you're doing, okay, you've got to come back to height, heading.
Yes, yeah.
Height and heading.
Height and heading is the main thing, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, obviously later, I know it's a little way to go yet, but later on we start doing instrument approaches, it becomes quite critical that you fly a particular heading and a height, you know, otherwise the procedures don't work. Okay, I want to do another free drive check, and this time I want you to change tanks.
Golf Tango Alpha Lima Bravo, use full call sign, similar call sign on frequency.
Full call sign, Golf Tango Alpha Lima Bravo.
Going back to that, so switching the tanks, radios, we are...
Golf Alpha Kilo, passing 1,000 feet, climbing above a Newton.
Golf Alpha Kilo, roger.
So easy it is when you're doing just a routine,
Just look down,
a routine check like that, and it's quite an important check to do, change tanks. But you know, you concentrate on the.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is to make sure it's trimmed as well, because if you are relaxed on the controls, the airplane won't essentially climb on the descent, you know.
Okay, so radios we're talking to East Midlands, and we're just going to climb a little bit more. Actually. focus on that first. Okay, engines T's and P's are all in the green. Direction, we're heading 300.
Eastman radar, Golf Papa Hotel Uniform November. Request a basic service, please.
Golf Papa Hotel Uniform November, East Midlands radar. Remain outside controlled airspace. Basic service it is. Air Sweden 425. Contact East Midlands Director 120.130. So that's 120.130, please.
Yep, no problem. 120.130. No additional charge, Air Sweden 425.
Thank you.
Okay, come further left, maintaining now 360.
Student Don Air 24.
Right, 360. Sorry. My mistake.
Don Air 24, roger, just stand by.
East Midlands, German Cargo 330, good morning, passing flight level 142, descending flight level 100, information whiskey.
German Cargo 330, East Midlands radar. Vector ILS, runway 09, information whiskey, currently VELAC heading 360 degrees.
After VELAC heading 360, German Cargo 330.
Okay, all we're going to do now then, we're going to do some climate descending turns. Okay, to height. So I want you to descend to 3,000 feet and make the heading now 160.
So 160 down to 3,000
feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
German Cargo 330, contact East Midlands Director 120.130.
120.130, German Cargo 330, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You've now got a couple of things to think about as you descend. It's alright.
Okay, 160.
Okay, do a further descent then. Make the heading now 100 and level off at 2,500 feet.
Golf Papa Hotel Uniform November. Completed at junction 28. Request a zone transit, please, when available.
So 100 down to 2.5. Yeah, that's
Just
correct.
confirm you're going to Clifton, is it?
That's affirmative, Golf Uniform November.
Roger.
One of the biggest learning curves about instrument flying for me though was just how bumpy the aircraft will be whenever you fly in instrument conditions. If you're flying on instruments, you generally aren't flying on a clear sunny day, you're probably flying through bumpy cloud layers, which makes keeping that heading and altitude slightly trickier. For this reason, my instructor was keen to get me flying through as much cloud as possible so I could get a real feel for what it's really like flying in instrument conditions.
Okay, when you're ready, you turn right, make the heading 060.
Okay, right to 060.
Air Tran 6892, turn left heading 295. Left heading 295, Air Tran 6892.
This is flying in real instrument conditions, and even though I couldn't see out of the window, I could notice that it became a lot more tricky maintaining my altitude.
The opportunity arrived to put it in cloud. I thought I'd just throw you into the cloud a bit.
Yeah.
Push you higher. Defender heading now 120.
Next up, it was time for some unusual attitude recovery. Now, this meant that the instructor would place the aircraft into an unusual position, and it's my job to recover the aircraft back to safe and level flight by reference to the instruments alone. Again, this can be quite tricky to start with, as your body tells you the aircraft is doing one thing, while the instruments will tell you something else.
Okay, I have control.
Your control.
Okay, so we're going to look at unusual attitudes then. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into unusual attitude.
Yeah.
When I say you have control,
Yeah.
I just want you to recover the aircraft just back to level flight, exactly where we are at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, happy?
Yeah, happy.
Okay. Insurance. Okay, you have control.
Okay, my control.
Just pitch the nose down, that's right.
Hey, your trans 6892.
Okay, when I say you have control then, I want you to recover the aircraft back to level flight. Okay?
Yeah.
East Milan Tower, Donner 04, Donner Hour, long E10. Request basic service.
204, eastwards, radar basic service you have.
So the
Basic
rule,
service, Donner 04.
the rule is that you pitch and roll to the nearest horizon.
Yeah. Okay.
So, same idea again then.
Other way,
when I say
surface
you
is
have
now
control,
wet.
you just want to recover the aircraft back to level flight.
Okay. Yeah.
You have control.
My control.
Good. Pitch, roll to the nearest horizon. Good. Okay. Right, I'm just going to demonstrate the spiral dive recovery. Okay, I'll just go to the right here. Okay. So, the aircraft is pitching nose down.
Yes.
Okay. Speed's increasing.
Yes.
Okay. Means the RPM's increased. Okay, so this recovery, close the throttle, roll the wings level,
yeah.
there, and then gently pitch the nose up. Okay, speed's coming back to normal flying speed, and now, and only now, bring the power back up.
Increasing that power again.
Power back up. We've got the aircraft under control. But it's the important thing is to close the throttle. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, you have control there.
Okay, my control.
Just hold that heading there for a minute. Okay, so again, when I say you have control, I just want to recover the aircraft back to level flight. Okay.
Alright.
Okay, you have control.
My control.
Level, good.
Runway 8 Juliet Delta, turn left heading 285.
Left heading 285, runway 8 Juliet Delta.
Just turn left there, make the heading 090.
8090. I'd found my first couple of instrument lessons really exhausting flying. It really does take a lot more energy than just flying VFR, and on taking my hood off I felt a little bit like Gizmo off of Gremlins.
Okay, so we've got this big exhaust here, we've got a big shower here, there's another one here, and we're sort of going through the gap here at the moment.
Oh yes, so that could be 11 o'clock or so.
Okay, so you have control.
Yeah, my control.
Okay, happy to go visual?
Yeah.
Keep it at 1,500 feet, go through the overhead, and then descend.
Houston Radio, good afternoon, Golf Golf Alpha Lima Bravo inbound to the south from the south front overhead joint.
Golf Lima Bravo, good afternoon. We are active on runway 03, left-hand circuit, QFE 1023.
03 left-hand circuit and QFE 1023, Golf Lima Bravo. Golf Lima Bravo, final runway 03 to land.
Victor X-ray taking off 03.
Wind 050 degrees, 10 knots.
It looks like he's airborne now anyway. So.
Yeah. So there we go then, day 1 of the IRR done. Make sure you hit subscribe to watch the rest of my instrument training, as well as my other videos flying light aircraft all around the world. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.